So you're thinking about moving to Tucson, Arizona. Well, in this video, we're going to compare Phoenix to Tucson, Arizona. There's a lot of good things about both places, and we're going to talk about all of that right now. First time to the channel and you want to know everything about Tucson, Arizona, then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel because the whole channel is all about living in Tucson, Arizona. My name is Trisha Kay. The team and I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help in making their move to Tucson, and we love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days or 3 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'll be happy to help you make a smooth move to Tucson. Like I said, today we're covering Phoenix and Tucson, Arizona. There's a lot that I like about both of these places. I lived in Phoenix for about 6 years, the Phoenix and Scottsdale area. I've lived in Tucson most of my life, so I know a lot about both of these places, and I like both of these places. I don't necessarily like one more than the other. They both have some wonderful things. We're going to start with Phoenix. So Phoenix is a much larger city. According to MacroTrends.com, Phoenix has a population of 1,591,119 people. So that's a lot of people. Now that is the Phoenix area in general. If you're talking about the other areas combined, like the metropolitan areas, there's lots of suburbs outside of Phoenix that they still kind of consider Phoenix, and I mean a lot. So that being said, the population out there in Phoenix, if you include Mesa and Tempe and all the suburbs around there, there's 4,777,000 people that live out there. So Phoenix is in that whole area, you know, Scottsdale, all of that, it's huge. It's a huge, huge city. They have lots of great things out there. Because Phoenix is so big, there's a ton of jobs out there. They just have a lot of job opportunities, a lot of job growth. They have a lot of big companies. They have Amazon, they have IBM, they have Apple, they have Google, they have tons more. Just a lot of opportunity out there. Both Tucson and Phoenix, they have the universities, right? Tucson has the University of Arizona and Phoenix has Arizona State University. They're both great. It's just whatever you like better. But today, right now, we're talking about Phoenix. Because Phoenix is so big, they have the professional sports team. They have the NFL, the Cardinals. They have the Diamondbacks for baseball. They have huge stadiums for concerts and just big, big events they can put on in there. They are just a very big city and they have lots of things out there. They have big freeways where you can get anywhere fast. So there's freeways that go all over the place. So if you do live in the suburbs, you can live in the suburbs and still get into Phoenix or another suburb really quickly with these freeways. They have really nice buildings out there. They have nice streets and highways. It's just a really nice place to look at. Now, I also feel like Phoenix has a lot more water than Tucson. They have lakes up in Phoenix, they have rivers, they have, you know, just a lot of the neighborhoods will have fountains and things like that, where you don't see as much water in Tucson. So there's some really, really pretty parts of Phoenix, Scottsdale, Chandler, lots of these other areas, just really nice areas. There's more shopping up in Phoenix, there's more to choose from, there's just so many more people, there's so many more stores, and so many more things. So it really is a nice area. Again, I have nothing bad to say about Phoenix in the sense that they have a lot of great things there that I really do like. They have a large airport, and this airport is a big airport. It's a nice airport. You can fly anywhere. You can fly internationally, or you can fly just within the United States. There's lots and lots of planes and flights to choose from. Just a really nice airport. So Phoenix has a lot of different restaurants, lots of nightlife out in Phoenix as well. It's just a bigger city, so they have a lot more of those big city things. So now we're going to compare Phoenix and Tucson a little bit. Tucson is not as big. They do have a lot of great things here in Tucson. It's more of a laid-back lifestyle. There's one freeway, the I-10 freeway, and it kind of wraps around Tucson. You can get anywhere, but you do drive around Tucson. There's a lot of streets within Tucson that go north and south and east and west, and a lot of people just take the streets because it's easier, and that's just how you get around here in Tucson. Like I said, it's very laid back. Now our downtown area especially is very artsy, but I would say all of Tucson is very artsy, and they really embrace the Spanish and the Mexican and the historical feel of Tucson, Arizona. People that live here really like that feel. In fact, they don't even want freeways because they love all the mountain views. Tucson is a valley, so it's surrounded by mountains. That's one of the beautiful things about it. Almost anywhere you are in Tucson, you can't help but see the mountains. They're absolutely beautiful. There's 5 different mountain ranges, and just anywhere you look, there's beautiful mountains. Now, Tucson has some large companies as well, not nearly as many as Phoenix, but we do have Raytheon out here, we have Honeywell, we have, Banner Health, we do have the University of Arizona, which employs a lot of people. We have the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and we have Roche Tissue Diagnostics. So we do have some large companies, but nothing compared to what Phoenix has. So like I said, another nice thing about Tucson is there's lots of hiking, lots of biking, lots of trails out here, and we do have those big tall mountains that are tall, and they have pine trees. Now they don't have that in Phoenix. They do have beautiful rocky mountains, but they're not tall mountains with pine trees like you can see here in Tucson. Again, you can drive up to Mount Lemmon in one day to the top of the mountain. In an hour you can be to the top of that, and you can go snow skiing for the day and come back down. I did that one time in high school. There was a snowstorm. It was March, and there was snow up on the mountain, and a couple days later it warmed up to like 80 degrees. So my friends and I went up to the mountain, we went skiing for the day, and we came home and went swimming the same day. So it's just crazy how it can be in Tucson. But Tucson, because of these mountains, a lot of the hikes that you go on do have creeks and streams and waterfalls and things like that you can hike along the water, and that really is nice here in Tucson. Another thing, Tucson does have an airport here. It is not a huge airport like Phoenix, but you can fly anywhere in the United States. A lot of times what we do is just look and see whichever flight is cheaper. So we'll either go to Phoenix and fly out, or we go to Tucson and fly out. Whatever has the cheapest flights is what we do. It's a smaller airport. It's not a podunk little tiny airport. It's a nice airport, but it's not nearly as big as Phoenix. So the next thing that I'm going to say in comparison to Phoenix and Tucson, Tucson is a little bit cooler than Phoenix. I mean, we typically run about 5 or 6, maybe 7 or 8 degrees cooler than Phoenix. So if it's 100 degrees here in Tucson in the summer, then it could be 105, 107 up in Phoenix, and you notice every degree. That's the truth. You just really feel it. It definitely is hotter in Phoenix. And again, we both have wonderful winters. It's a great place to spend the winter time. You can golf, you can hike, you can bike. Both places are great places to spend the winter. But summers, honestly, I would rather be in Tucson because they are hotter in Phoenix for sure. And I will say this too, because I've lived there and I know, and people, I think everybody knows this if you live in Arizona. At nighttime, especially in the really hot part of the summer, up in Phoenix, it does not cool down as nicely as it does in Tucson. In Tucson, you can still go out in the early mornings and after the sun goes down, and it's, comfortable outside on the patio, and you can visit and you can hang out there. In Phoenix, it doesn't cool down as much, and it's very hot. Even the pools don't cool down quite as much as here in Tucson. They're a little bit more refreshing. The water there just gets hotter, and especially in the really hot parts of the summer, I think the water is not as refreshing as it is here in Tucson. So that's just the water. There's still plenty to do up there and lots to love about Phoenix. Let me know if you've ever noticed that about Phoenix, how in the summertime the pool, especially in the later part, tends to stay hot and that it just doesn't quite cool down as much in Phoenix. Tell me if you've noticed that in the comments, if you're from Phoenix or Tucson, if you've noticed that before. So Tucson is very much an artsy town or city. There's lots of art everywhere. You see art when you drive, you see murals, you see all sorts of things. The downtown opens up, there's lots of artsy things there. There's lots of art galleries in Tucson. They just really embrace the art here in Tucson. So you see a lot of just fun, funky art things here in Tucson. So Tucson, we don't have the big sports, but we do love our U of A Wildcats. Tucson is definitely a college town. Even if you don't have kids that go to the university, everybody wears their red shirts, their U of A, University of Arizona. They're just all in for University of Arizona. It doesn't matter if you have kids that go there or not. We just love our Wildcats, and we're always cheering them on. Tucson has a lot of outdoor dining because our summer evenings are just so nice, and we do have these beautiful mountain views, so it's great to sit out on the patios and just enjoy those mountain views. My last thing that I'm going to talk about is the cost of living. Tucson is more affordable than Phoenix. According to bestplaces.com, Tucson runs about 22% less expensive than what Phoenix costs to live in. Tucson, I believe, really just embraces the whole Mexican and Spanish culture, and you see it everywhere you go. Both Phoenix and Tucson have wonderful Mexican food, lots of great things like that. Both Phoenix and Tucson have golfing and biking and hiking. I feel like Tucson is a little more outdoorsy in the sense of the biking and hiking type of things. So there is that. I do feel like Tucson has just a little bit more of that. So Tucson also has lots of shopping and things like that. Like I said, we've got all the nice stores. You know, we have Tiffany's, we have, you know, Crate and Barrel, Pottery Barn, all that stuff, the Williams-Sonoma, we have all that stuff. But Phoenix and Scottsdale and those areas definitely have more shopping than we do, just not as big and grand as everything in Phoenix, because it's just, there's more money there, it's a bigger city, there's more people. So there is a difference. It's a little more laid back here, a little more happy-go-lucky here. Thank you again for watching this video all about Tucson, Arizona. If it was helpful to you and you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that helps our channel out a lot. And if you're thinking about moving to Tucson, whether it's in 3 days or 3 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'll be happy to help you out. Until next time, I hope to see you around town. Bye-bye.